Elizabeth from Fern Stickers, and in this video, I'm going to check in with the goals that I set at the beginning of the year in my Moxie Life Goal Planner. So I set annual goals. The Moxie Life Planner has 8 areas of life that you set goals in, so I have at least one, sometimes more than one, for each category. And since it is the middle of the year, I thought it'd be a good time to check in and see how I've come. And you'll see I've done a great job on some goals and a less than great job on other goals. So let's get started. Okay, so the first category is personal, and I have 3 goals here, which are develop and maintain realistic routines, even on breaks and weekends, define my personal style and build my wardrobe, and digital declutter. So the first one, the routines, I have not done a great job on, and really there's been a lot of circumstances outside of my control that's prevented this. We have, if you've been following along, you know that we moved into a new house in January that we built, and we've had a lot of ongoing punch list issues, and that's meant a lot of days that I've been working from home. There have been workers here. I don't know exactly when they're gonna show up. It's just, they'll be here in the morning, and so that makes it hard. Like if I'm gonna go work out in the morning, if it's, you know, going for a run or a walk outside or lifting weights in the basement, I'm not gonna hear them when they get here or be here. And so I was having to like wait till later in the day to work out, which kind of messed up my whole morning routine. So there have been a lot of routine related things. And then also with pregnancy, my sleep has changed a lot. So with the routines, I feel like it's one where I give myself a bit of a pass because I've really wanted to, but there's been a lot outside of my control. So I am hoping that in the fall, when the semester starts, hopefully we'll be through with most of the construction stuff and I will be able to have a better routine, even though it'll probably be a more scaled back, realistic one with the increased sleep that I'm engaging in. Then the next one is about defining my personal style and building my wardrobe. This is another one that's on hold a little bit because of pregnancy, but I do feel like even though I haven't bought a lot of pieces, I did make some really good breakthroughs with what the problems in my wardrobe were. And for me, I realized one of the big issues was that I'm missing a lot of basics, and that makes it really hard to combine different outfits and wear different things in different ways. And I did buy a few of these basics at the beginning, and I felt like I got some new jackets that I could pair with outfits, and I felt like that just really opened up what I could do in mixing and matching. So I did make some good progress at the beginning of the year of like going on Pinterest, finding outfits I liked, and then kind of identifying what it was I liked about those outfits and realizing that I'm missing a lot of kind of basics in my wardrobe that I can pair with other things. So I made some good progress on it, but that one is kind of on pause for now because I'm not buying new regular clothes right now, and maternity clothes, the options are pretty limited, so I'm getting what I can. And then the last one is digital declutter. I'd say that I'm doing a good job on this. I identified a bunch of categories of things that I wanted to declutter, and I'm making good progress. I just started this month the biggest one, which is cleaning out my digital photos, which I think is an area that a lot of people need to work on, but I got an app that makes it easy to sort them. So I've been working on that, and I feel like by the end of the year, I'm gonna have made good progress on this. The second category is fun and recreation, and I have 4 goals here. The first is to read 50 books. Number 2 is memory plan the year. Number 3 is to spend at least 30 minutes a day doing things I enjoy. And number 4 is to generally relax, slow down, and spend time away from tech. So for reading 50 books, I am behind on this goal, but I think I'm gonna catch up. So in June, I read 6 books. My goal for July is to read 8 books. I've got a lot of vacation and travel and stuff, so I think that's doable. So I really think I can catch up on this goal, even though I started off behind. Then for memory planning the year, this is another one that I'm behind on, but I have gotten restarted on, so I feel good about where I am now, even though it took a while to get sort of restarted on this habit. Then for spending 30 minutes a day doing things that I enjoy, if the real point of the goal was to increase the amount of time I spend doing things I enjoy, I have definitely achieved that. Have I hit the 30 minutes most days? Probably not. And I made a habit tracker to keep track of this. I've done a really bad job filling it in though. So it's definitely another one that's still a work in progress, but I've been making more deliberate time to do the things I enjoy. Have I been tracking whether it's 30 minutes or not? No. But the spirit of the goal, I feel like I have achieved. And then the last one, the kind of generally slow down and relax. This one is kind of, I don't quite know how to assess it. I think in some ways I'm doing a good job with this goal. In other ways, I'm not. Things have just been busy. I think this is something where my husband brought up the other night. He's been pretty stressed the last few months, and he was like, it occurred to me that we've had a lot happen in 2022 so far. And he started listing off all these things that had happened, you know, which was, you know, various things, family medical issues and work stressors and, you know, all different kinds of things that have been going on. And it was like, oh yeah, we really have, 2022 has been a very eventful and unpredictable year so far. So I think, again, this is where I see myself wanting to aspire to, maybe not quite there yet. The next category is work and learning. I have 4 goals here: finish up old projects, work better to work less, start podcast, and determine/define direction for next career chapter. So the first one, finish up old projects. I'm doing a good job on this one. I've gotten a lot of projects that were, manuscripts that were fully written, but maybe had been rejected by a journal, or I just needed to make some revisions and send out. I've gotten a lot out. I think I got 4 out in the spring and making really good progress on that. So I feel very good about finishing up old projects. Working better to work less. This is one maybe I give myself a B on, that I haven't done is the good work habits that I want to instill in myself. I haven't been doing all the time, but I've been doing them more and making a conscious effort to do them more. So I feel like at this point, I'm at a B on that, and that I feel like when I go back to work in the fall, that's going to be an area that I can continue to work on. So I feel like I can make good achievement in that area. Start podcast. I think this is one that realistically is not going to happen, at least right now. I have an idea for a podcast related to my full-time job that I've wanted to start for a while. I thought this would be the year to do it. I don't think this is the year to do it. So that's a goal that I'm just going to defer and say, not now. And then the last one is to work on defining the direction for the next chapter of my career. And this is one that I have not done yet, but I still intend to do. And in the fall, probably I'll spend some of the thinking about what I'm gonna do on this. Although I should say, I've already had some conversations with friends and mentors about this topic. So I think I'm making some progress starting to think on it, but I don't have things as fully defined as I want to. The next category is family and relationships. I have 2 goals here. First, to spend intentional time with family, and then to take at least 2 trips just with Brian. The spending intentional time with family, that's when I would give myself an A for. It's been really good. We've had some good times with my family so far, even though they live far away. I've gotten to see my family twice so far this year, and we get to see Brian's family pretty regularly, and we're going on a beach trip with Brian's family now, and then I'm gonna go to Chicago to see my family. So I think that's been really good, and especially the intentional piece of it. Brian and I, especially when we go to visit his family, we try to come up with specific things that we can do with his parents, and that's been really good. Taking 2 trips with Brian, none have happened yet. I think this one will still happen. Brian has had a lot of maybe kind of work travel, where he can't really make other travel plans, but the work travel isn't set in stone yet. So I'm really hopeful that we still have a summer trip ahead of us, just the 2 of us. It looks like the travel that was question mark for him is not happening. I really hope that the 2 of us are still able to get away before my summer break is over, and then hopefully at fall break we'll also be able to take a trip. So I think this will still happen, even though it has not happened yet, but we really haven't gotten away, just the 2 of us, since COVID started, and with the baby coming, that's something that I really want to prioritize. Then for health and wellness, I have restore and maintain healthy eating habits, try a new recipe weekly, prepare healthy snacks, and get pregnant. These I get an A+ on, I get a gold star. So obviously I got pregnant. Healthy eating habits, that's something I've gotten much better back into. One thing that's helped a lot with this is eating the same thing for breakfast and lunch. And that's something I've done at points in my past. And then more recently I've been like, well, I want a choice. I don't want to be locked in eating the same thing for breakfast every day. And that doesn't mean I eat the exact same thing every single day, but it really helps to have a default of okay, I'm gonna have this for breakfast, I'm gonna have this for lunch. I feel like I have restored those healthy habits after a period of just being too busy, where I was just kind of eating whatever I could. So I feel like I'm doing really well on that. Try a new recipe weekly, I've also been doing a good job on this, and we have found some new favorites. And then preparing healthy snacks, having things like string cheese, that's one of my favorite snacks. Just making sure that I have those things that I like on hand to have in between meals. The next category is spiritual and personal growth. I only have 1 goal here, and it is to spend consistent daily time with God and to grow this routine over the year. So my goal was kind of to start out small and to increase it. And this is one that has been kind of variable. It's been up and down, where it'll be going really well for a bit and then it goes less well for a bit. So this is one that I still want to work on. Maybe this one I give myself a C for, that there have been times when I've been really consistent and other times when I haven't been. And again, because this is usually part of my morning routine, kind of the inconsistency with my morning routine has affected this. Then the next category is financial, but I have turned this into my Fern Creek goals. And so I have 3 goals here. And so the first is to optimize Fern Creek stickers to be fun and sustainable while generating meaningful additional income, to publish 100 YouTube videos, and to create a social media routine. So the first one, I think I'm still finding that balance. I have done a much better job drawing boundaries around Fern Creek, but I think part of the challenge that I found now is just with pregnancy and being tired and sleeping a lot more, my free time has shrunk. So it still feels like I'm using a lot of my free time on Fern Creek, even though objectively it's less time, but it's because I have less free time. And for the summer, it's not so bad, but I have to figure out now, the thing that's a challenge is figuring out what do I do to squeeze it in a little bit again, going into the fall and being busier again. But this is one that I think I've made really good positive changes towards, and I have a much better balance, much more time to do other things. So, you know, overall, this is one, like, could I do more? Yes, but I've made really good progress on it, and I feel like I'm achieving the spirit of the goal right now. Publishing 100 YouTube videos, I am on track to hit that goal, so I'll probably go back to just doing 2 videos a week once the school year starts again, but with that, I still should be able to hit 100 videos, so I feel really good about that goal. And then finally, creating a social media routine, and this is one that's in progress, but I've made really good progress. The biggest thing is batch filming my YouTube videos, so usually on Thursday afternoons, I've been filming all of my YouTube videos, which has worked really well. The thing that I haven't been so good about is then when to edit them, and I think I need to find a time to batch edit because I'm usually editing them the night before they are gonna go up. The thing that I want to work on more is Instagram, and I've talked about this a few times, but Instagram has just gotten really overwhelming to me. But it's a space that I want to be in because I want to see how my customers are using things and to engage with people there. So again, this is an area where I've made some good progress so far, but there's more to do. The last category is physical environment, and I've got 5 goals here, which are move into our new house, make significant progress on decorating, build my dream garden, prepare for chickens, and organize and declutter. So moving, that is accomplished. That one is unequivocally checked off. The make significant progress on decorating, that one has not happened. We have not bought a single piece of furniture for the new house yet. That said, we do have some things we're working on right now. We're going to get a custom dining room table built because we want a really long one, and we've gotten wood samples, we found the company, we want to build it, and we're just making decisions about the design right now. But the decorating is just moving slower, and again, that's just, there's been a lot of other things going on. Building my dream garden, this is one that is very well in progress. So we have ordered the garden beds. We've got everything planned out. We have the garden beds that we want sitting in the garage, and the next step is to get them assembled. I think my dad and my father-in-law both said that they would help with putting the beds together and putting up the fence because we need like a 10-foot deer fence here. So I think we really will get stuff ready so I can at least like plant some lettuce or something, some lettuce and kale in the fall or the winter. This is gonna happen, and we're making progress on it. So prepare for chickens. I have a book on chickens that I haven't read yet. We haven't done much on this yet, although we've talked about where we want the coop to be and talked a little bit about plans. Our neighbors have chickens and we really like their coop, but this is also one that's like less urgent because we just need to be ready for chickens in the spring. And then finally, organize and declutter. And this is another one that I think I've made solid progress on, but there's still more to go. And I feel good that by the end of the year, or maybe more specifically by the time our baby comes, I think that we'll have everything at a good baseline level of organization. So those were my goals for 2022. So again, I think that for the most part, there's not many that are totally checked off at this point, but a lot of them I can say I'm making good progress, or I'm making appropriate progress for where I am given circumstances, and I feel like I can continue to make good progress by the end of the year. And so it's really helpful to check in with goals, and also too, like sometimes they don't make sense anymore, like starting the podcast for work. I still want to do that, but now's not the time. So sometimes you do have to change course a little bit. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you're a goal setter, I hope that you have made good progress on your goals this year. And if you haven't checked in with them yet, now is probably a good time. Even if it's been months since you checked in, it's never too late to check in on the intentions you set for the year and see what progress you can make. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.